March 26th, this coming Saturday, as we're now ready for our main card fighters. Right now on stage, we have Azim, Connor Marsden, Dan Azeez, Matthew Tinker, Deion Jumah, and the Midnight Train, Richard Riakporhe. Your main event in the Cruiserweight contest. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to hand you over back once again to our promoter, Boxer CEO Ben Shalom, and Head of Boxing Development at Sky Sports, Adam Smith.
Thank you, buddy. A very warm welcome back. The main event press conference, not just the main event. We've got 3 cracking fights here. It's a fantastic night in store on Saturday night at the arena, March the 26th. Richard Riakporhe and Deion Jumah. It's a fight that I've wanted to happen, and a lot of people in London have wanted to happen for many, many years. It didn't look likely. It looked like Richard was going to fight Fabio Turchi and Deion was going to fight Mikhail Lawal, but such is boxing, things change. And the fact that we have, in many ways, a better, more mouth-watering clash, a domestic dust-up between 2 unbeaten fighters willing to put it all on the line on Saturday is testament not only to the 2 of them, but also to Ben Shalom and his boxer team. We're putting pressure on Ben to deliver the great fight. So Ben, I want to bring you in and say, first of all, thank you for delivering this. Riakporhe, Jumah, and the others on the card we'll talk about shortly. But how important is it to you to get these 50-50 fights for the Sky Sports audience?
Yeah, 100%. I think ourselves at Boxer, we love these 3 fighters because they don't want to go around the division, they want to go through the division, and all of them want to do it. Adam Azim in his 3rd fight is taking on Connor Marsden with 5 knockouts and a great amateur career himself, only lost once, which is remarkable really for a 19-year-old, but such is the expectation of Adam, such is his ambition to become a world champion before the age of 22. This is what he has to do, and for him to do that is testament to his character. And Dan Azeez, in a similar way, gone completely straight through that light heavyweight division, gone the whole way up, Southern area, English champion, British champion, and now he's on the big stage on Sky Sports, and he wants another test straight away and takes on, he even said to me himself, Matthew Tinker sort of toyed with him in the amateurs and beat him there, but Dan Azeez wants to put things right, and he wants to take on Matthew straight away. And then he really is into the top of the division. And Richard Riakporhe is here for the very same reason. He's taken on all the big cruiserweights in the country. He's taken care of them, whether it's Chris Billam-Smith, Jack Massey, Sam Hyde. He's gone right through Tommy McCarthy, and here he is now on the brink of world titles with ourselves. And he was faced with a situation: does he want to continue? Does he want to wait for that chance, or does he want to take on possibly the biggest test in the domestic cruiserweight division in Deion Jumah? And of course he was up to the challenge and he wants to get it on, and I think we're going to see an explosive performance from Richard. But fair play to our fighters, fair play to the opponents, because this is 3 cracking fights in a big card, and it's really exciting for us ahead of Saturday.
You say our fighters, our opponents. I'm actually going to start with one of your fighters in Adam Azim, because it really is a challenge. It's a step up this to fight the Southern Area champion in Connor Marsden. So Adam, I'm going to come straight to you. We had Hassan here a few minutes ago. You're making waves, obviously, in British boxing. Everybody's talking about the 2 brothers, particularly you, particularly the fact that Shane McGuigan is backing you to the hilt to become this world champion, the best he's ever worked with. There's pressure on those shoulders, and you're deciding to take this step up now. Right time for this, do you think?
Yeah, I believe so. I'm ready for the step up. I've been in the amateur game, I've been to European Championships, I've been to numerous tournaments around the world, and I believe that I belong on the big stage, and this is my time to shine, and I believe I'm ready for the step up.
Often young prospects get many fights against different journeymen, different types of spoilers, different sort of fighters to learn their trade on. You're doing it a different way. You're going in against a guy who's won pretty much everything, was a good amateur himself. So there's no fear for you. You're a young man and you want to get going quickly.
Yeah, that's right. Hats off to Connor Marsden. He's a Southern Area champion. I respect him a lot, but I believe I'm ready for the step up. And do you know what? I like to have people come at me and have a fight, because I believe so I am better when someone comes at me instead of retreating and going into their tight defense.
You've already given us some good knockout action. You've given us some pretty impressive skipping. You've given us some backflips. What are you going to give us Saturday night?
Just another explosive win, an explosive knockout, and that's what I want to give. Like, it's going to be a tremendous fight, and it's my first 8-rounder, and I just can't wait for Saturday night.
Conor, I'm coming to you second, the more experienced professional. You've won 5 of 6. 27 years of age, Southern area champion, and a good amateur as well. Is he making a big mistake? And it was Ben Shalom making a big mistake here.
Firstly, I just want to thank Boxer and Scout for the opportunity for me to box on this card. To answer your question, yes. This is, as you guys keep mentioning, it's a big step up for him, and I believe it's a step up too soon for him. I've boxed and I stepped up early and I took a loss, and I feel like that's going to happen Saturday night for him.
You're a good amateur. You've had a solid start to your pro career. Everyone's talking about Azim and where he can go. First of all, Conor, what are your ambitions and where you belong in the sport?
I mean, I want to go right to the top. No boxer wants to start boxing and just settle for bare minimum. I want to be a British champion. I want to be a world champion. But yeah, like you said, everyone keeps talking about how good he is and whatnot. But I feel like if I had the exposure that he had, then you guys would be talking about me the exact same way.
See, that can be difficult, can't it? Fighters come up in different routes. Does it give you more of a hunger to prove people wrong? And especially, you know, with Adam having this big build-up and looking the flashy knockout artist that he may be, and everyone talking about him, does that get to you? Or do you just think, you know what, I'm going to concentrate on myself and just make sure I keep winning?
Yeah, that's it. Obviously, I'm not necessarily worried about what he does. I've got to focus on myself. But I've come up the hard way on the small hall shows. I've had hard fights already. Adam's had three fights, obviously, with respect to Journeyman, but I'm coming to win. This isn't for me to turn up and lose. I'm coming with every bit of ambition in this fight, and I'm Saturday night.
How good do you think he is? As good as everyone's saying?
Obviously, he's done a lot at junior level, but he's untested at senior level. So we'll wait and find out on Saturday.
Exciting, Ben, this, isn't it? I mean, this is a real fight.
Yeah. You don't see it in there's a lot of fighters that I've been watching over the past 2 years, and they talk a good game and they talk as though, you know, they're going to be world champion, but it takes them 15, 20, 25 fights before they even fight anyone. And I think, yeah, for Adam to jump in and even Conor to take on this fight, I think credit to both guys. It's an amazing fight on the main event to start us off. And yeah, I think Adam will do the business and show why he is the next superstar in British boxing. I really do believe in Adam Azim and where he's going to go. But I think this will be a big test. Conor Marsden, as he said, not just a good professional, but with a great amateur record, and really looking forward to it.
Yeah, really, really good that both fighters are taking this opportunity right here, right now, Saturday night. So too, a big chance for a fighter you may not have heard of in recent times, but he was a hell of an amateur himself. He's been based out in America, and as Ben said, he's already got a win over the guy he's in front of in the professional ring on Saturday. I'm going to welcome Matthew Tinker back to the UK. It's been a while, Matthew. How's life been in the States?
Yeah, it's been okay. It's been good.
And you come back here against your old opponent. He told me the other day that you pasted him in the amateurs. What's your memory of that fight?
I'll be honest, I can't really remember the fight. You know, it's a long time ago. I can remember things around the fight. The fight was at Porchester Hall in West London. At the time, I was working on a building site in West London, and I was at work in the day. I left work a bit early for the weigh-in, and half the building site came to the fight. I remember they went to the pub after work, and then straight to the fight. And I remember I was there at Porchester Hall warming up with Mickey Delaney. I remember looking down, thinking, I hope they get me on soon, because you know it's getting a bit leery down there, you know. But the fight itself, I can't, you know, it's a long time ago. I can't really remember the fight too much. Yeah, for me, I wouldn't pay much attention to that fight, you know. It's a long time ago. He's a different fighter, and I'm definitely a different fighter. Yeah, you know, I feel like people might think I've been brought in here, you know, short notice as a bit of a soft touch, and you know that's not the case. I fancy the job, you know.
Yeah, what do you bring to the table? How confident are you of inflicting the first professional defeat on Dan?
Yeah, look, I'm quietly confident.
What are we going to see from you in the ring Saturday?
Yeah, look, you're going to see nice boxing. Look, you're going to see nice boxing, and that's it. I'm not gonna, yeah. Look, I'm not going to say too much, but I'll let you all know I fancy the job, you know.
Quality fighter Matthew Tinker in with Dan Azeez, who really woke us all up at Wembley a few months ago when he burst onto the British scene, winning the title in a really good performance against Jose Burton, who was fancied by many at the time, and it was a destructive win from Dan Azeez. He's a likeable guy, he's got a great story. Let's bring him in, champion of Britain. I know you want to do things the old-fashioned way, but you want to get going, you want to fight anyone they put in front of you, and you've got your old foe in Matthew Tinker. He might not remember the fight, but you did, didn't you?
Yeah, like I said, I remember it quite well, because it was quite a pasting, but he was very, he had a strong pedigree as an amateur. He probably doesn't remember because he had quite a few fights. I was a little bit raw, and yeah, come Saturday night, I just want to prove to myself that, yeah, I'm a different fighter from those days. Do you know what I mean? He's a good amateur, and I believe he's a good pro as well. He's got a very action-packed style, and I just think our styles will gel, and I think Saturday night the fans are going to have a good bout to watch.
Yeah, it's a battle of the unbeatens again, which is always fascinating. Do you believe that you've developed in the last sort of 2 or 3 years, particularly you now feel like you're sort of hardened pro, you're 32, I know there's big ambition for you, but you want to take it step by step?
Yeah, for sure. I believe I'm always developing from the start of my career. As you can see, the strides I've made, picking up title after title. So yeah, I'm definitely hardened. I feel like I'm getting better. And Saturday night just poses, on paper it might look like should be a walkover, but I know it ain't, and I ain't trained like it ain't. So come Saturday night, I'm looking to put on another destructive performance.
Because you know what he's all about and what he was like as an amateur.
Exactly. I remember how I felt in the ring against him. I remember what it was like after when he lost. So it's like, yeah, I want to get payback. You know, I want to set the record straight.
Do you think it will be as good a performance as last time out that we saw? And if you could put 2 or 3 of those back to back, people are really going to start talking about you going the whole way. Yeah,
hopefully. That's the plan. Go in there. Most important thing is to get the win. But yeah, I do like to entertain as well, and I think that's what we're going to get on Saturday.
Ben, you were really impressed with Dan last time out. You've signed him up. It's a fantastic division, isn't it, at light heavy, both domestically and worldwide. What are the plans for Dan should he get through?
Yeah, I think the great thing about Dan is he doesn't want to waste time. We're looking already at Shakan Pitters, Lyndon Arthur, Anthony Yard. They're the names he wants to be fighting. They're the names he thinks he can prove himself against. As I say, in his eyes, he's the best heavyweight in the country. He just hasn't had the opportunities. And now he's going to get them. Now he's going to be looked after. I think he deserves it more than anyone. As I say, he's waited his turn, and we're ready to go. This is going to be a quick journey. It's going to be an explosive journey. And the next 12 months, I think he's really going to explode onto the light heavyweight scene, which, as you say, is absolutely on fire in this country.
Terrific chief support. Dan Azeez against Matthew Tinker. 23 fights between them, no losses. No losses either in the main event. It's a South London, West London rivalry. They've known each other for a long time. We've known about them for a long time. Richard Riakporhe, who has the momentum now, the Boxer team, the Sky platform behind him. The man to my left has been quietly going about his business. He's had bad luck over the years. We know his quality. George Groves has told us for many years about his quality from the Dale Youth days. Deion Jumah, great to have you with us from Hammersmith. It's a London fight for you, and it's a fight that I know you've always wanted.
Yeah, just grateful to be a part of this, let alone headlining it. This is a big opportunity. There's many fighters on this card, some of who I know, others of who I respect, and we're ready to do the job on Saturday.
You were going to fight Miguel Lawal. You've had the same notice as Richards had with a change of opponents. How has that affected things in training, or did you always think at the back of your mind, one day I'm going to get him, so I've got to be prepared?
Yeah, I've said this on many interviews before. When you're amongst the top of the cruiserweight division, you've always got fighters in mind. Richards was one of the fighters I've had in mind for a number of years. We've pressed for this fight, we've called for it. It wasn't the time then, but the time is now.
The time is now. You're both 32. The opportunity, should you win on Saturday night, are huge in this cruiserweight division. What makes you think you've got the arsenal, the minerals, the talent to inflict the first defeat on Richard Riakporhe?
I think Richard is still very early in his learning curve. He's shown a bit more boxing skills over the last 2-3 fights, but you can't teach. Well, he will have to revert back to his power punching and his offloading heavy shots, going for that knockout early in this fight when he finds out I'm the superior boxer. So this is what we expect from him, and this is what we know is going to happen.
Do you think it's the classic boxer-puncher matchup, or do you think you as the boxer can also provide the power to put a really dramatic performance on? We talked about Dan Azeez, a few months ago, and really sort of stunning us with that win. Do you think this could be a similar thing for you?
Oh, I'm the superior boxer for sure, but if he wants to offload in the way he has done in the past, then I've got something for him.
Deion Jumah, 14-0 with 7 knockouts. Richard Riakporhe has 9 stoppages in 13 wins. We know about his power. We know about the amazing backstory. You're really getting some headlines now, Richard. Crystal Palace are behind you, the football boys. Do you feel this is your time, your year, and whoever's in front of you on Saturday night just needs to be dealt with as you close in on world title dreams?
Absolutely, I think it's my time. We lost a bit of momentum with inactivity, and now we're back on the midnight train and we're moving swiftly. So my next opponent is just another opponent that I need to deal with in good fashion.
You did beat the likes of Sam Hyde, Chris Smith, Jack Massey. So do you feel you've dealt with the domestic brigade, or could this be a banana skin? Because Deion's a quality operator who's been hanging around a while, hasn't he?
He's been hanging around a lot, but it's when looking into Deion, it's a bit interesting because he's been a pro for a very long time. I think he went pro in 2013. He only had 14 fights. He never had any significant wins. It makes you wonder, what's going on with him, And he calls himself the Ghost. He has been Ghost. I came on the scene 2016, had about 4 domestic clashes, won them all. It just shows there's different levels, I don't know, I think there's something about him, for sure. There's definitely something about him, but we're going to find out on Saturday.
You might find out on Saturday. You will find out.
We're definitely going to find out, because I don't know, I think you went to the GB squad. You went into the GB squad, I think you got a position, but you didn't take it up.
I got dropped from the GB squad.
Okay, you didn't, okay. Then you went to Southland, then you was at Southland and nothing happened then?
No.
It's a bit weird.
It's going to happen now though, isn't it?
Well, I don't know, man. I think there's something about it. Maybe it's bad luck. Maybe that's your thing, but
I've got good luck now, I'm fighting you though, aren't I?
I feel like there's something going on, but we're gonna put our finger on it, definitely.
A lot of people are seeing it as the classic boxer-puncher matchup as a really, really good fight. We're going to fight Fabio Turchi. It's a change. It's credit to both of you for taking it. How do you think it will manifest on Saturday night? Do you think we'll get a really crackling fight, the mix of the styles?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good fight. Deion, he seems like he's on game. He seems like he's been talking a good game, and he's undefeated as well. So I understand how the undefeated fighters are quite stubborn. But I feel like once I start letting my hands go and start connecting, I just don't think he's conditioned to absorb the punishment that I would dish out.
Richard, we talked earlier in the undercard press conference about Ben Davidson, about Shane McGuigan. Let's talk a bit about Angel Fernandez, because of course you're with him, AJ's with him, Fraser Clark is with him. What a brigade of talent here, and you must all love that atmosphere and working with each other and getting the experience that the three of you bring.
Yes, it's an honour, being in the camp with AJ. Being in there with Kieran Molloy, with Fraser Clark. Everybody's hungry. Everybody wants to make something of themselves. Everybody wants to just make their mark in the world. And it's really impressive, even with AJ, with what he's achieved so far, even financially, but still to have the hunger to come into the gym every single day just shows character. And that's really important in this game of boxing.
You got the Ghost on Saturday night. He believes he's going to win. He's going to upset you. You've got other ideas. It's world title dreams. The midnight train rolls on Saturday night. Richard?
Absolutely.
Ben, final word from you. How excited are you about putting this main event together, and a word for the fighters for taking it?
Yeah, it's exciting. I think, to be honest, Richard was the first fighter that I think we signed. He was the first one that believed in the project. We had dreams of him headlining shows. He headlined last year. We had dreams of him winning world titles, and that will happen. And unfortunately, Fabio Turchi pulled out, and it just shows, as I say, Richard's character to take this on. It's amazing as a promoter. It's amazing for the fans. But yeah, Richard will deal with Deion on Saturday night. He's got a lot of power. He's dealt with everyone else, and then we'll be on to world titles. But credit for Deion Jumah. I don't overlook him. He's a top operator as well, and all these fighters up here, they're in what fans would consider 50-50 or 60-40 fights, and yeah, it's going to be an amazing night. We look like we've got a huge crowd in there. Richard's got his Crystal Palace Ultras coming down as well, and it's going to be a crackling atmosphere. I can't wait.
It's a fighter's fight, because I know George Groves, David Hay have been telling me about Deion Jumah and how good he is for years. I know AJ's down, Fraser Clark will be working with us. Try and tune in. Sky Sports, Saturday night. It's a fantastic night, top to bottom. Some wonderful talent, the likes of Caroline Dubois, Adam Azim in his biggest test to date against Conor Marsden. These two terrific fights here on the top table, and they'll be available for one-on-ones, for head-to-heads, as we get the action back underway. March the 26th, Saturday night, from 7:30 on Arena. Main event as well, and the fighters will be available now for you. So enjoy, come and support them.